Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live. I really didn't feel like doing this today, but however, I put it in the calendar and I have a great show coming up for you because today I'm going to show you how to use your own data and AI to predict new revenue and how to create products based on what your customers actually want. And you already have this data, a lot of us, and I'm showing you some of the data that I have. I've cleaned it up, and I'm going to talk about how important that is to clean up your data. But I'm also going to introduce you to a really cool tool called Perplexity AI. And if you haven't checked Perplexity AI out already, then I think you should, because it is a really cool to talk about it, how to personalize it, and how to use it really well. This is a really nice episode that I recommend you check out. And also, if you want recorded episodes of this show or this live episode, will be on Amplify AI, and you can find that on Spotify, YouTube, or any other of your favorite podcast platforms. So check out episode 21. It's all about voice preservation, and I highly recommend it, by a dear friend of mine, Ken Drose. We're going to talk about a really cool technique today called distillation, and we're going to go through the tactic. So before that, let's talk about the news. There's some really interesting news about $60 billion that is being spent in artificial intelligence, which is kind of crazy, right? And why is that crazy? What you should do. Let's talk about that. Let's get into that first. Okay, so you can see my screen. Hopefully, you can see my screen on this side, and it's like all my notes. But before I get into my notes, I want to show you this side. So I had actually found this to give you an idea of how this whole thing came about. I had actually found this, and I'd put it in my notes that Accenture had launched, a huge $1 billion sort of thing. But then I found out that it was not. It was more another number. And I'll show you what I mean, because what happens is that I went into Perplexity AI and I said, hey, I heard this news story. Can you find how relevant it is? I just put that in here. And what it did was it went through and did some research. So kind of went, okay, Accenture acquired all this kind of stuff, but let's look at the research that it did. So if you look at Perplexity, this is a really cool tool. This is Google search and artificial intelligence baked together. So search and intelligence. A lot of us, when we think about AI, because we've been using search for so long, we think it's search and it's information, and it's not. It's different. So Perplexity AI brings this both together, and it does really cool search. So just see the number. It's the steps it's done, right? So it's first taken that question, which was a very bad question, by the way. I apologize, but I was, and then it searches the news, and then it finds sources, and then you kind of look and see these sources, right? Whether they're valuable or not. I actually don't know where I got the 60 billion number from. For the front of this, I don't know why I said 60 billion. It is actually 1 billion everywhere, and I put 60 billion for some reason. Anyway, it's 1 billion in investment. And okay, so this is really important, because there's obviously a skills gap. We understand the skills gap, but everyone today seems to be proficient in AI. It seems like everyone knows what they're doing. So, but the reason, but it's actually to the contrary, that a lot of us don't know what we're doing. So I'll give you an example of how this can work for you in your field, right? So for me, it's AI, and I find this fascinating. Why would Accenture spend so much money on creating a learning platform, and what does that mean? So I found this news source. Let me copy that news source, and I'll go back into Perplexity. I hope you can see my screen and you can see Perplexity properly. Okay, cool. So, and I'll create a new thread inside Perplexity, and I'm going to say, can you please read this? article. Summarize some the key takeaways. All right. So something very simple to start off with. So you see how Perplexity asks you a follow-up question. Actually, I'm not going to answer that. I'm just going to ask you to skip that. Just want to do something very simple and give me what this article does. And I'm going to ask a follow-up question while it's doing this. How is this relevant? So just see how I've structured that, right? I mean, I'm kind of showing you what I want it to think about. So first I've gone, hey, can you read this and summarize this? And it's really important to summarize this. It's really important if you want artificial intelligence to know the response to something. It's important for it to first have the response outputted before that outputted response becomes context. So it's better to kind of first ask it to summarize and read the article and then say, okay, now based on that, how is it relevant? Don't summarize and then tell relevancy at the same time, because then it confuses exactly the instruction. So you want to give it context in layering. That is why super prompts don't work. Don't buy super prompts. It's a stupid thing. I don't know why people have created that. It's like the dumbest thing on the planet. Like, here's one super prompt and it'll do your thing. Super prompting it doesn't work for you can tell I'm getting on a soapbox here. Super prompting doesn't work for large language models, because you're meant to have the conversation. You're meant to layer context one over the other. You're meant to refine as you go. So I first asked it to summarize. Then I'm kind of going, okay, how is this relevant for my audience? But be specific. Think this through step by step and give me a reasoning. So I'm asking it to use the chain of thought prompting methodology, which I've covered in a previous video, and I'm asking it to do that for me. But then it's kind of gone. Perplexity in particular is clarifying for me what specific aspects do I want it to focus on. So I've given it responses, so it's better catering to what I'm after. Now, I hear this a lot inside different places where people talk about artificial intelligence. And I hear, oh, AI just doesn't do the thing I wanted to do. It just doesn't write the way I wanted to write. You know, it just doesn't give me the things I wanted to give me. And to all those people, I want to say that you're just not asking the right things and you just don't know how to do it correctly. And for all the people that are getting whatever they want, great, amazing. But I want to dispel the myth that AI can't write properly, because you can get AI to hop on one leg across multiple swings and play in the playground if you wanted to. So you can be very specific on how you do things. And as long as you know how to articulate that, that's what's going to be most important. Okay, so it's kind of what it's done. Let me show you what it's done, right? So it's understood the response. It's understood the question. Then it is refined it because of I've given it more context that I want it for impact on founders and leaders and benefits for business owners. Then it's gone and searched the web. It's found 20 sources, and based on the context of that and the whole conversation, now it's given me, okay, here are some key takeaways. AI can automate repetitive tasks, scheduling, registration, financial aid management, freeing up staff. 100% this allows, yeah. So these are benefits. AI-powered analytics provide real time. This can be done. Today I'm going to talk about this data. right? I'm going to show you how to use your data. Um, uh, it covers how AI tutoring systems and chatbots. I saw a really cool article today how call centers are going to be irrelevant. So everyone keeps thinking like, oh, obviously drivers, driverless cars are coming, and that's going to be a thing, and it's going to happen soon. And everyone's worried for the the driver group that has been earning their living all this time by driving, and it's been coming for a long time. We've known about it, but the another one that's big is going to be call centers, because if you think about what's happening right now and you think about how companies have been. The reason I'm bringing all this stuff up is because you need to understand how quickly things are going to change. Right now, that's the benefits. Here's the impact. And you know obviously skills and education inside something that's going to be one of the biggest conversations of our lifetime is going to be super important. And I really, really recommend that you invest some time, money, effort, thinking into artificial intelligence and learning how to use it properly, how to use it for good, how to use it ethically, and how to do it properly. Because here, business owners, we all have this really cool thing that we've built as entrepreneurs, right? Usually, we've built this this business to help and make an impact and help and assist the greater good. So with AI, you can make that so much more achievable, because you can reduce the human cognitive load that goes into putting some of these things out. And that's really what I wanted to talk about more and more in my conversations. And that's obviously the book. So that is Perplexity. There's really cool things inside Perplexity. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So inside here, you're supposed to think about Perplexity as a place where you get all your news as well, because inside Discover, the news is here. So you see a lot of really important things that have been viewed or seen, and it's really, really valuable inside Perplexity. And then that's the Discover tab. The Home tab is basically here. It's just like a normal chat window. And then Library is all your previous chats. And inside that, you can also search, and you can create collections of the different threads you have. Say, for example, you have a certain project you're working on, then you can put them all together inside a collection. So Perplexity is very, very powerful. Obviously, this video is not sponsored, but it is super valuable in what it can do. Obviously, I prefer the darkness, but you can choose how you want your appearance and all those things. But this is really important. Inside, once you get your subscription, you can choose which model you want to use. You can choose how you want to, I've chosen Claude Opus because I love Claude Opus, to be honest, and I've chosen DALL-E 3 because out of those three, I would have preferred Midjourney, but it's not there. So that is, and you can do something. I've been doing some really cool API things with Perplexity. So I had this idea, right? I sent a voice note to a Slack channel that does research using Perplexity and creates a post, and it does it such an amazing job and puts it out as well, based on just a voice command at a small time, at a time. So Perplexity is a really valuable tool that I totally recommend getting because it combines the power of search as well as AI and does some pretty cool things. But let's talk about today's tactic, okay? So today, the goal is to use AI with current data, and how can you use that for to predict sort of your next opportunities. And the idea is that in the past we've usually, especially small business owners, and I'm talking about myself here in particular, so expose here a little bit. You're kind of going, okay, this is going to be my next product, but there's obviously better ways today, and I'm going to show you how to use your data, and I'm going to show you some of my data. And you want to go from this poorly like forecasting methodology to making it better to optimize how you want to deliver things, and accordingly how you want to plan for the future. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is actually the data. So on my desktop, I have this. If you go to aigeeks.site, which is our website, and then you go here, when people join this free AI Geeks Level 1 Foundation, which is, you get like 20 lessons. And by the way, don't do this right now because it's not working. But this is where we've got hit by malware. So just hold on. But anyway, I just want to show you that here we ask, when we collect this, right? We ask, what is the number one thing you want to learn as an AI geek? And what I'm going to do today is show you how to use that information. So inside Perplexity, I'm going to first find, because it's on the desktop. Oh, so Perplexity doesn't take PDFs. Cool. Let's go Claude. Will you work, Mr. Claude? Oh. I wonder what I saved that as. So give me a sec, people, while I figure this out in real time. Desktop has a folder and a file. Oh, it is a spreadsheet. So I don't want it to be a spreadsheet. I want it to be a PDF. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export to PDF, and it's happening on another screen. So if you're wondering what is going on, it is this is all happening on another screen, and I'm going to put that on the desktop. Cleaned data. Hopefully the clean data part works. Okay, so I'm gonna go and desktop clean data. Now, what I've done in the data is I've actually removed email addresses and phone numbers and addresses and anything that is like linking the person. All I want to know is there is a field here. What is the number one thing you want to learn as an AI geek? So I'll just copy that, and I'll go, hey, this is data from my email database. I'm after the answers, answers to the question in particular. Can you please read this and that column understand it, and let me know when you're done. So I know that I think in there's roughly about 400-ish pieces of data. So there's people that have responded, they've downloaded, and they've gone, hey, this is the number one thing that I want to learn as someone who who's an AI geek, or who wants to use AI in their business, right? So I'm going, okay, can you please put these in buckets? If I had to teach what they want, how can I structure a 6-week intensive coaching program to help business owners and leaders with I'm going to ask you to think it through step by step, because I feel like that is important for a question like this, because I'm asking you to think, right? It's important that I put step by step because the thinking allows it to output, and when the output it outputs that thinking, that becomes context. So it reviewed the responses and it says, okay, here are some main topics: the AI fundamentals, prompt engineering is big, AI for content creation, for automation efficiency, for marketing and lead generation, for business growth and strategy. So basically, okay, these are the topics. So it's gone through the list and it's identified the main topics. Then it's prioritized it. I suggest the following order. So it's done 6 because it's 6 weeks. And it's gone, okay, here's how I structure the program. Based on the prioritized topics, here's this proper structure. Great. And it's fantastic because I can use this as a starting point. Now, actually, what I really want is, who are my people? Like, who are these people that are going to be the right people for this? So I have the names, right, and the names of the people that actually said these are the things that I want. So not only I have 400 people who have told me, hey, this is what I actually would love to learn as an AI geek, and I can say, I've created this perfect thing for you. But I also want to know who else this would be good for. So I'm going to analyze my audience based on this. So you see how I've come, right? I've come from real life data that has been collected, about 400 people, and it's been cleaned. And I've put that, and I've said, the cleaning part is really important because it's not right for you to put someone's email addresses and all that kind of stuff into Claude or ChatGPT or any of the large language models unless it is actually on your physical computer and it's a private large language model. So don't do that. And then it's found that one column and it's understood it, and then it's identified the main topics, it's prioritized it, it's created me the 6-week structure. Now I want to know who my people are. So this is a prompt for me. You can pause it if you want. Use the text above for your analysis and this conversation too. So I'm saying, okay, now please brainstorm for me my audience based on this thing. So I've gone from real data to a program that I can actually help people who genuinely want something. And then I've gone, okay, now I know what the program is. Can you please tell me what their biggest pain points are? Obviously, the biggest pain points are efficiency, content creation, business growth, marketing, strategy. Their fears is complexity. I totally understand that 100%. it's probably the biggest thing. And also it's complexity and simplicity, because if you just put simple things into AI, it does the job, but is it actually growing the business? So what are the biggest fears? What are their beliefs? So they believe there's potential. They believe it's necessary. They believe it's accessible. They believe that there should be balance and AI should augment. So I know who my people are because of what I'm creating, and I know how I can go after them. This is what they aspire to. They aspire for optimization, creativity. And when they, all their pain points, when they're fixed, which are these, right? What they really wish they could do is focus, innovate, engage, expand, and educate, which is totally on point, right? And here's what I'm saying when people are worried about artificial intelligence, but if you augment human intelligence with artificial intelligence, AI can do all the things that are high on human cognitive load that frees up our cognitive load to do creative things or collaborative things and courageous things. So now you don't have the we don't have the excuse of saying we can't do something, because everything is totally possible. So it's basically the courage to do it, just now that you have the opportunity to do it. So it's broken that down for me, and now I want to actually ask it a very simple question. What is the best, what kind of FAQs my audience will have when they look to buy this 6-week coaching intensive for I don't know, say 5,000, 5K, intensive 5K. What are the ways to help them see the justification for this time, effort, and energy expense? Help me empathize with them. Think this through step by step and give me your reasoning. So just see how I'm breaking this down, and I would totally recommend you do this. This is a technique of distillation. There's so many different ways that you can go and do this. You can take a topic and break it down into first principles using Feynman's technique. There's lots of really cool techniques that you can use to break something down that would normally have taken us humans a lot of time to do this manually. To do this manually would take us so much time. But you just see how it's so powerful. So this last line of thinking this through, the chain of thought prompting methodology, is really powerful because it's actually done a step-by-step approach and broken it down. So it's first identified the common concerns, then it's addressed each concern with empathy and understanding, and then it is created a comprehensive FAQ document. Oh, it's telling me to create an FAQ document, and it's kind of provided the reasoning. So at no point can you say, hey, I can't create a product or launch it, and you're using right now real data to help people that have said, hey, this is the problem that I actually want solved. And a lot of you already have this data in your databases. So the next thing I would do actually here, before I wind this up and land this plane, I can do these forever, but let me just quickly land this plane. I would say, can you please now write for me a list of 5 features, benefits, what they will get, what they will learn for each of these. Is a bad prompt. Write it in my voice style. So I'm giving it my voice style. and I'm saying write this in my voice style. So can you please write for me this list of features and benefits and what they get, and write it in my voice style. So and here, this is like, and you can keep doing this, and you can keep creating, and I'm definitely going to do this. Like, this is like a no-brainer for me to do. So I would encourage you all to do something similar with your data, your people, your business, and use AI to do the things that are hard. Use AI to help. Use AI to actually do the things that you've been putting off, so that you can do the courageous things. All right, find all these episodes that are edited on Amplify AI. Catch the next one. I love doing these. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I read them, and I'll do a video. All right, talk soon.